Welcome everyone to Pretty and Petty Podcast. I am your host tonight. This is Karen, together with Alex, BDA. Woo-hoo. Estee's not here with us tonight. She's I don't know what the hell she's doing. She's probably doing some laundry or something.
I know. At this point, I don't. It's probably. We'll just like y'all like to talk shit. We'll put her face down there with her resting bitch face.
Yes, and just like Alex said, and just to confirm, right now she's got resting bitch face. Whatever she's doing,
99% sure she does.
99.9.7 point whatever. Does that even exist?
That 0.1% that she might be smiling. She might smile. As a fellow Gemini, I try to root for her because she's a Gemini, and I got that face too, where I'm just like, I don't smile, but she's just always.
But that makes you, don't you? Doesn't it make you like afraid that you're not going to be approachable to people? Like,
I'm not approachable. Let me tell you something. A lot of people, even at work, are very intimidated, like when they approach me, which I don't know why, because once you get to know me, you know that I'm a fun person and I'm cool.
Yeah, but initially that face that you have is kind of,
you know what it is? It's a face of like, just like, I don't want to be bothered because I'm not.
No, what the fuck do you want?
Like, hi, this is Susie. She's starting today. Alex, we want to welcome her. In my head, I'm like, you done came to the danger zone, bitch. Welcome. I'm not training you. Don't ask me for shit.
And what's sad is if you can tell the listeners when we used to work together, how people used to be like, Karen, could you do me a favor and ask Alex something for me? And I'd be like, okay, because I knew where it was coming from. They're fucking deathly afraid of you. So I'm like, and then I'm here like, but she's so funny and she's so nice. They're like,
she scares
I'm scared of her.
I don't know why, because like, I'm not a scary person. I can tell you.
But you bark though, dude. You bark. You're a barker.
I don't bite. I nibble.
Okay. Well,
I don't bite.
Deserve it.
It's more mostly of just, but Estee's just angry all the time. Let's just distinguish Geminis here, because I know people always have this stereotype that Geminis are two-faced and we're just like happy. No, she's just angry all the time. Like, she doesn't have a second face.
She's
like,
not angry all the time. Her face is angry all the time. I don't think that
isn't
her
she part of
angry.
Her face? What
I don't know. So sometimes you're not exactly what you give off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true, it's because like a present, you just said,
right? Her packaging is a little rough, but inside it's got tons of treats.
Her packaging is not up to par of what we wanted her to look like.
If you think about a gift, right? And you think about what a gift, if someone gives you a gift in a brown bag, like a brown cover, like, you know how we used to cover the books when we were in school?
I love those.
Yes, but for school books. But a gift like that, do you really want one? What are we, like, where did it come from? Like a safari? Like, that's what I think about. Like, it was.
So you're saying Esty is a paper bag?
A gift covered in paper bag, but inside it's got like the crown jewel.
Oh, see, that's the first time you give her a compliment, because you're so mean to her.
Oh my God, no, I love Esty. Look, I even have our picture from our date when we went to see the
all the way in the back. Nobody can fucking see it.
Stop it. If you come to my house, you can see it. It's here. Esty is with me. All right. What we wanted to do is talk about, oops, I froze there, sorry. Is talk about what we celebrated yesterday, which was Women's International Day. So Alex, happy Women's International Day.
Thank you, darling, and happy International Women's Day to you.
Well, thank you. Cheerio. Thank you. And Esty, wherever you are in your resting bitch face, happy International Day to you and to our listeners. A little background on International Women's Day. International Women's Day is its earliest observation of it was National Women's Day, and it started on February 28th of 1909. And I think it was kind of in honor of like the women, like the suffragettes who were fighting to get women's votes. And then later on, the United Nations in 1975 began celebrating what they now call International Women's Day.
They like made it official.
Well, they proclaimed it a UN holiday on March 8th of 1977 was the actual proclamation.
I wasn't
So
born.
that's hence where it began and hence why we celebrated it yesterday.
Nice.
So, yep. And it's, just in observance of women's rights and how we kick ass and we're dope and we run the world.
We got a vice president now that's a woman.
We do, Kamala
And
Harris. So, in that, what I wanted to do is ask you, because I know me, I have a few women who are very important in my life. Not only, people that I'm familiar with, but just kind of people that I am inspired by in history, etc. So, Alex, do you have anybody who inspires you, who you would like to thank for making so much headway for women?
so I don't know. I never really thought about it like that. I always just admire when I see strong women in general. Like it's just so, especially when the younger ones that are coming out now, in the younger generation, that they're showing strength and they're speaking and they have a voice. It's kind of very it's very touching. I never looked at like a celebrity as like just like whatever a woman I admire. I always just had it right in my backyard. I had my mother. And like
Yes.
till now, my mother's my inspiration. My mother's always been what I always fall back to when I'm not strong, what like just her words and everything and push through, as well as I had friends like you, our friend that passed, and I look at those women and the friends that are in my life.
So sweet. So sweet. That's
Yeah,
very sweet.
like
Honey.
with their
Thank you.
moms, you are a mom. I see you with your kids and schedules and stuff, and it's admiring, because here I am with just Diesel and I'm like, I don't know if I have to call out tomorrow because it's not working out. It's so busy.
And
But
it's just a dog.
it's just a dog. You know what? So that's why, like, I don't have like one person. Like, I know there are a lot of people, Michelle Obama, even Dolly Parton, and like, people like just name names. And I admire all of them. But for me, I always just go what touched me, what hit home for me. And that's the women in my life, my best friends, my family, my mother. And those women are actually who I have in front of me all the time that I see. And,
Admire.
that's yeah. Like,
Well,
what do you
thank you for having me on that list. I don't
Okay.
think I have admirable traits at
Of
times
course you
because
do.
it's a struggle, but I
Yep.
appreciate that.
That's why it's an admirable trait, because it's a struggle and it's women and it's real women, and we don't have nannies. Not everyone has a nanny, 3-4 nannies and a private jet and blah, 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 blah. And this is a struggle and this is real. And this is what women need to see more of, that you can do it. It's hard as shit. But that's why we are the women that bear the children, that handle all the chaos, because we can do it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And just like you, Alex, like women who inspire me, definitely my mother, my mother's struggles and just her mothering, her parenting, her strength. I got a lot of her tenacity, and her temper. But
My
my
girl.
sister, my sister, she's raised two beautiful children with her husband, and but as far as history and historically, I love women like Frida. Frida is like my utmost, like, look, I'm wearing her shirt, I love her, I have her all over my walls. I admire her. She was a woman before her time. She was strong. She was basically a man born as a woman, because she had that rawness, like that male, like tons of testosterone, but she had a vagina. But she had a vagina. She knew she had a vagina. She wasn't trying to deny it, and but she lived the life that she wanted to live. And I love that. I love anyone who feels that freedom, that sense that they live the life that they want to live. She died
whether it's
young,
right or wrong.
and when she died, she knew that she lived what she needed to live.
Yeah, I like her story. Actually,
I do too.
she's someone that was a very strong woman to admire as
Yes.
well. She pushed through a lot of things they told her she couldn't do.
Yeah,
you
she
know
had
what?
physical issues, like physically, her body was all broken up.
I'll give you one that I just saw and I cried. The Billie Holiday.
Oh my God, I haven't
Now,
seen that movie yet.
I love music like that since I was a
Me
kid. My
too,
brothers
though.
used to tell me that I have an
Me
old
too.
soul. And her story is actually very like very touching. It's sad what she goes through, but how she doesn't let it was literally the United States when I read it, the movie title the United States against Billie Holiday. I'm like, I don't remember it like that, but she literally died on her deathbed with them handcuffed, like they had handcuffs on her leg.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, no, I
arrested her
know.
as she was dying. Like,
Yeah, I believe it. I
it's
believe it.
crazy, but she
Yeah.
fought too. And I mean, that
Yeah,
was
no,
something.
she,
Like back then, those women, like, now we have more of a freedom, but back then
they were
we couldn't.
silenced.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
they were silenced. Yes, very much
Still
so.
silence. I still think we women have a long way to go. We're doing a lot, but I
I
think we
think
are
we're
still.
recognized a little,
Yes,
we're recognized. We don't have a long way to go. We are there. It's a
exactly.
society that has a long way to
We need
go
to catch up.
before they realize our impact
Right.
and the need. Because to be honest with you, know us, know them. Like seriously, we birthed them, we
Right.
raised them, and
But there's
what?
still this idea of the whole masculine, men against women, and
Mhm.
women are where their places in the world, and even in business. Like, I have an actual woman boss. Like, she's the top of the top. I won't mention her name, but she is a boss lady.
Amongst
And
bosses.
amongst bosses, she's top that. People, men, she comes in the room and all the big bosses are there and they're all men. They all shut up. She's
Mhm.
very strong, but she had to come in as kind of like aggressive because
Mhm.
for them to respect her. And that's the thing. Like, we women, we can't like just come in and like earn our, like, we have to come in like a bulldog in order for us to get respect. But she's up there now, and now they answer to her, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's something that we all should aspire to, right? Not in just our industry, but in life.
No,
And obviously, I'm not one to judge on her manner of doing it, right? Some people are like, oh, she's so abrasive or she's so like rough. And listen, you have to be. I don't knock any woman for having to do or have had to develop such a personality. I mean, obviously, some people are born with that, but a lot, because they've seen a lot, especially in the industry that we work in, which is male dominated, they've had to develop this, thick skin, this alpha personality, because if not, they'd be, secretaries, which is what they wanted to, right? Like, if you look at the old shows, like, or old depicted shows like Mad Men and stuff, like, look what the women are. They were objectified, they were sexualized, secretaries had to be pretty and tight skirts and, heels and stuff like that. And now it's like, no, fuck you. I'm the
you know,
boss.
though, I did make a mistake. There's one actress that I always admired because she produced and
She's like,
everything.
no, one
Yeah,
more.
and it was Lucille Ball. And that's
Ah,
because she
okay.
was the first woman to produce, direct. She had her own production company, everything. And I always loved her. Even as a kid, I have all her shows. I have
I
even
love Lucy.
Lunchbox, everything. And
I really love Lucy. Like,
I
I
love
love
Lucy.
Lucy.
So
And
that was
say that
that
her
pushed
husband
through.
was like the first Latino in history to own, along with his
Yeah.
female partner, wife, a mega studio. So that's a big accolade as well. So,
See, we women are
um,
pushing through.
yes, and because you had like three options and choices, I am also going to name Eleanor Roosevelt, which is also one of my favorite women in history. I loved her husband, my favorite president in history, and she did a lot not only for women but for minorities, for people with disabilities. And she, I feel, does not get enough credit, and it's probably because she wasn't the most attractive woman in the world.
I thought she was
And
okay. She looked nice.
she's pretty ugly. But
Nah,
it's
she
okay.
was
It
okay.
wasn't her. It was her
The
brain.
hair, the
It
hair
was her brain, and that's all that matters.
did push for
Because
women a lot.
she did. And to be honest with you, I am very of the mindset that when FDR was sick, she probably ran the nation. you know, in some of the most
Like, you sit here, let me
hard
take care of
times.
this.
Yeah, like, you know, it's all right. You
It's
did
all right. I know what to do.
polio today.
Take your
I got it. I got this, boo.
Don't worry.
But another famous woman in history, well, or someone who will also be making headway in history is Meghan Markle, and Harry. What are they? The Duchess and Duke of Sussex? Yes,
Yeah, I think so.
Sussex.
Yeah.
And they're infamous.
Are they still? Are they still
Yeah,
considered
no,
that?
they still
Prince
keep their
Harry is
title.
still considered. Oh, okay.
Yes, he keeps his title as Duke of Sussex, and now they're now in famous interview that they did this weekend with Oprah. Did you watch the interview?
Of course I did. Oprah.
Well, aside from it being Oprah, but they are
No,
like
but
the
I was
cutest
I
ass
wanted
couple
to,
ever.
I wanted to see what they were gonna say, so I was waiting for it.
It was quite disappointing, to be honest with you, and not disappointing in a way.
what?
Is this in the fact that I felt that the British Kingdom was becoming so modern, right? Like, oh my God, she's American, divorcee, biracial, okay?
Actress.
There's so many things, an actress, right? Because she's not even a blue blood. And yet, so I'm thinking, my God, they accepted her. They opened the doors for her. Like, she is now royalty. And to hear these stories,
It's quite
sad.
sad.
It was baffling. It was really baffling. And nothing was better than Oprah's facial expressions.
What they say?
Because
Who said
she
that?
was like, what?
Who said? She was like, what?
Yeah,
she was
she
like,
looked like she was gonna do this.
she was. This is Oprah. She's like, who said that? Who? No, give me a name. Oh, you don't want to tell? When your husband come out, I'm gonna ask him who said that.
She was like, what, sister? Let's do this. No, seriously. Even I, like, after, not for nothing, even I was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck these British people up.
But so before you even get to that part, right? Where when we had they had the interview, she first brought up, like, you know, that they were treating her bad, like she thought she was going to be protected, right? So she started, I guess, all these things started coming out with Kate Middleton, and she made her cry when she really made her cry, but she apologized. All this dumb shit.
And and really, true to our name, a lot of petty shit, right? Like, really petty, like, no, but petty. She said it, but no, she said it, but she apologized, but she didn't take it back, but she didn't. So at first it sounds like real fucking petty, and you're like, okay, this is really whack, and y'all are
nobody
just real childish.
Cut it though. So she was saying, like, nobody in the palace, what I call it, is it palace or whatever?
No, nobody in the, what did she actually?
In the firm.
In the
firm. So,
yo, she said the firm. I was like, what? Let me take this shit back to fucking 1996.
Who, when she said the firm, who also brought up the Daisy and Foxy Brown song? Because I was like, oh shit, it's the firm? It's not Buckingham Palace?
Yes. AZ, Nas, Foxy Brown, Dr. Dre on the beat. Like, come on. I was like, damn.
She was like, nah,
she grew up to that music.
Nah, but she I feel like it was a lot of, like, they didn't, I don't know, it was obviously the two women are paired differently, right? Like, yes. Kate Middleton is going to be the future queen. Mm-hmm. She's not, but then I don't feel like they welcomed her, but they were like, yeah, but you're going to fall back like Fergie. Like, remember Fergie?
Yeah, well, you know what? They welcomed her, but what I found funny was they welcomed her. It's almost, as time progressed in the interviews, etc., it almost seemed like they welcomed her as long as she didn't have children. I think that's what it is? Yeah, I think that, because think about it, the crux and some of the most hurtful things that were said were about like her baby, and like, what color is like them being worried about what color the baby is. I'm sorry, but
that's when Oprah lost her shit right there.
She lost her shit right there. She was like, that's it. I'm taking these fucking shoes off. We going.
But the
taking my jet to the palace.
She was like, we after this, we gonna take a ride.
But she don't realize it's a ride across the pond.
But the thing is that even her husband was very firm not to disclose who it was.
Yeah.
And then he also made it known because
that it wasn't his queen, it was not the queen. Yes.
Or Prince
and it seems
Philip,
like he has a very, very tight relationship with his grandparents.
I don't think, can I just give you my opinion? I don't think it was like his dad or his brother. It could have been whatever the hell it is, those people, you know, because if those you think people. About, you know, the ones that take care of business, like that speak, because if you think about it, I don't know if you watched the whole thing, but every time they had to go for help or they asked something, they weren't asking directly. They had to ask someone
else.
I think those people that are within there that handle the business for the queen, the king, Prince Charles, Prince William, I think those are the ones that came lurking. Like, by the way, we just wanted to know, like, when your wife does have the baby. Like, I think these are the questions, the stupid shit. Because if you think about it, he even said it. He goes, they are unaware. They were unaware what's going on with us. And in my head, I'm like, your dad and your brother don't know what's happening. It's whatever's being told to them.
And I also think that to add to that, Alex, is that it quite possibly is that they're so into their kingly like duties, right? Because then you have their father is supposed to be king once Queen Elizabeth dies, and then after that the brother will become king, right? Yeah. So William becomes king. So they have other roles within the scope of, you know,
and
the
they
kingdom.
Have families too, right? So they're probably
they have families.
So whoever their right-hand man is or whatever, they're taking whatever information that guy's coming to tell them, like, yo, your brother and your sister-in-law are doing this. Like, they're not the most intimate group where they come and call, hey, bro, so what happened? Like,
see, I always like to think that they were, you know, especially after having like their mom dying. I thought that there was, because listen, we know that the British are not touchy-feely people, and I hate to generalize that, you know, but that's what they give off. Let's be honest, people. Okay, they're not the most warmest, you know. They even make movies about it, like, no, we don't touch, you know, like they just, that's who they are. So, but I wanted to think that upon Princess Diana, who was so much more different than any of these assholes, upon her death, the brothers became so close, and they were different, and they did have love, and they did have affection, and they did have touch. And, you know, obviously they can't get past the whole dynamic and like levels of how the kingdom works and blah, blah, blah. But I would hope that the one brother would be like, yo, what the fuck are you saying? What are you doing? What are our wives getting into? Like, why are they being so goddamn catty?
But even even Karen, in like normalcy, brothers and the sister-in-laws get into it.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you do separate, because you're like, you know what, I ain't gonna listen to it. I got enough shit. I got my kids and my wife I gotta deal with. You go deal with your wife.
Oh yeah.
And your kid. So I think they do have that love, because he even said it. I love my brother that's my brother. We went through something together. And he even says it about his dad. It's just, he even sympathizes for them. He says they're trapped.
They are.
Like, I got out. I can fucking walk down the street. I don't gotta ask permission. He was like, I got out. They can't. And you kind of can tell now the dynamic of, from watching, if you watch The Crown, that whole like bubble they're in. Because in the last season, they show Diana where she's literally just in a room all day, and all she's being taught by herself. And so when Meghan Markle was like, I was alone, I couldn't, it's not like I could get an Uber and go wherever I wanted. I was like, damn, that shit is real. Like, and she's an American that gave up, you know, but
everything, her nationality, like you know, I had read something, so I believe she's Protestant by parents, but she went to Catholic school here in California. But when she was getting married, even though she was born Protestant, because she had that Catholic schooling, they wanted her to do whatever sacraments or whatever they do, just to make sure that she wasn't that Catholic. Like, that's how crazy it is. Like, just make sure that you didn't have
that Catholic off of you.
Yes, please.
I don't
We
get
don't
that.
do flat wafers here. Okay,
Right.
just letting you know.
We don't do that. No, but I just, I kind of, in the beginning, I'll be honest with you, I was a little like, what's she complaining about? Her family on her side ain't the fucking saints either. They're like
Oh my God, the
her sister,
trashiest, trashy people
like they
ever.
trashed her. All this. So I'm like thinking when she got with Harry, I was like, oh, now she is like with a family. But then when she started explaining, like, yo, I wasn't protected, I was feeling, and then she brought up the whole baby with that what color the baby is gonna be, if it's gonna be too dark, and then also she's not even looking. She said at tabloids, and she felt like she wanted to die, like suicidal.
Imagine
And
if
I
she
was
read,
like,
if she stopped to read any of those articles, because it
never.
seems like Oprah was saying some titles, and she was like, "I never heard that." She was like,
Because
"Wow."
she said I made it like I don't look at titles, or it's whatever people would call me, my family, my friends, and be like, oh my God, Meghan, like, do you know what they're saying? Da, da, da.
Mhm.
That's how she would know what is being said. She wouldn't seek it, she said.
I think that Harry's move was definitely something based off of his own experience with his mother, right? And
He says that.
his mother, right? His mother suffered so much from the press, from the public, being, followed, and just even to the very moment of her death, right? Because she was being followed by paparazzi, quote unquote. But that's a mystery in and of itself, and we're gonna leave it there because I don't need MI6 or whatever the fuck they're called to come to my door. But
they gonna listen. They listening to us.
it's out there. Who cares? We famous. We famous in our own way. But
All
no,
the
but
time I walk the
seriously,
dog.
and right. Oh,
Damn, Karen was not lying.
is that what you're gonna say last when you're dying?
I'm like, what do you have? They're gonna like keep your mouth shut. I'm gonna be like, I ain't gonna say nothing no more. I promise.
Exactly. So, but nonetheless, the British press, but European news is horrible. And
Daily
so
Mail and whatever.
the
Is that
Daily Mail, they're just so hard. I thought our American press was bad, but their shit is trashy and horrible. And
they were
so
racist. They were saying a lot of
racist,
racial shit.
yes, they were racist. They were just
My
like,
God.
for example, there were things that Kate did that she did, Meghan did, and they praised Kate for it, but then talked shit about Meghan
Like,
when she did
like
it.
you copying her or something. Like she
Or
could.
no, like she
she ate
cradles
avocado.
her what? Yes, when she cradled her belly, like we all saw it that she cradles her baby, but her belly. But I've had 3 baby bumps, and I did that. I loved my baby
Who
bump.
gives a
I know
shit?
what
Like, why
she's
is
feeling.
that like wrong to do? So because you did it, I'm not allowed to. Like I didn't.
Well,
I didn't
no, everybody was like, "Oh my God, look how sweet it looks." Kate is cradling her baby bump, but then they see Meghan do, and they're like, "Oh my God, would she stop? She's being so obsessive." And you're like, "That's fucked up."
I think they had a perception of this young woman from the beginning. You can call it whatever. Oh, she was gonna come in there and change whatever. I don't think she was gonna change shit. That's been centuries and centuries of how the protocol is. They could have welcomed her. Yeah, come in, sit down. But it doesn't change the way the monarchy and everything. Like there's set things and how there are people working in there for years that not rule over the queen, but work with the queen, work with all those people are old as fuck. So
But let's be honest, the queen and Prince Philip, they're old. You just said it. They're old. So there has to be someone who aids them, who helps them make their decision. So it's kind of like it's natural, right? Because yes, we hope that they're in S2 or like in good mental state, but let's be honest, age is age and they're getting older, so it's natural that they have these liaisons or whatever making certain decisions for them. But it's the way that it's been. It's like the Catholic Church in Rome. It's Pope Francis has been a leader in change, has made so much movement to make changes, but it's an institution that is so old. Okay, it's basically like 2,000 years old, similar to the kingdom, the British kingdom. It's very hard to
you can't just
break
come and
at
change.
that. Yeah, you can't knock at that foundation.
Not so easily. And what they did, I think, was a good step. They needed to leave. I think
Yes, they did.
he made a good. He lost everything, which I felt horrible for. He lost all his
But what
ranking,
did
his
he
army,
lose though, really?
money, Karen. So
No,
they took away
but
his money.
right. But but what I didn't realize, and I totally forgot, is what he lives off of is the
His mother,
inheritance that his mother left him.
yeah. And he
Because
said
she
she
had
knew.
made,
He
she
said, I think
did
she knew.
know. I
He's
think
like,
she did know. I think
which
she
is
did, or at least she hoped that her children were smart enough not to fall prey to the same shit that she went through, and
he
to
even said it.
like to defend it at all costs. Don't
He said
fall
it.
into
He
the trap.
said, I feel like what she went through that shit alone. Like I'm going through it with her, like together. So I could
Together.
just imagine what she was going through. Because you know, Princess Diana also was kind of like a pawn, right?
Oh
She
yeah.
was just there to look pretty, but in the background, Charles was with this chick. And
With
then at the
Camilla.
end,
With this chick, with the side chick.
like it just the way it played out, and then the way like she died, and then he ended up like she still got her way. It just kind
Yeah.
of
You know
makes
what
you
I always
also
found?
as a woman like,
Like burn inside.
you see, and then now
Yes.
you touching my children and my grandchildren.
See, my shit is if I had to die like Diana, I'm grabbing that bitch's feet under her bed when she's I'm
Every
holding
time.
that bitch.
No, you know, I wouldn't grab her feet every time she's sleeping, just smack her. Just wake up. She
Like
just be
Patrick Swayze in
she get
Ghost.
smacked. She just wake up and she just
Oh
startled all
my
the time.
god.
She can't sleep. She'll be
Oh
so
yeah.
scared to sleep because she just
I'd,
feels a.
I'd haunt her. I'd fucking use chains and shit like fucking like in in the Christmas Carol.
I would just come just as she's about to sleep, and I'd be like,
Right when she's about to do that final. We're like ding ding
she.
ding.
But what? So after that interview, you saw like the internet blew up.
Oh my
Buckingham
God. I
Palace
mean, like
blew
it's
up.
everywhere.
They had to.
Today, I mean, the palace didn't have anything to say yesterday, but the palace definitely came out with a with a statement, which I find kind of funny because it was almost like an apology, but not really. Like, yeah, we don't remember it that way, but you know, let us use this as a learning experience.
Which is
What?
kind of Karen.
That is not that's an apology with a but.
Karen,
But
that's like anybody that tells you like look at all these people get oh they sexually assaulted me. I don't recall, but if I did, you know, my actions at that time, it's the same shit. It's like, no, you don't remember.
now you don't remember, right? How fucking
So
convenient.
what did they say?
So basically that it was just literally like a statement that said
I thought they were gonna do an investigation. No.
I think they said that yes, but they're going to settle it as family. Like they're going to keep it personal and within their family. And so, you know, I mean, whatever. I feel like that's literally blurring more shit, like literally spreading more shit. Like you step in shit already, and now you're just kind of smearing it all over the place
I
by
mean,
that really shitty, insincere apology.
he said that he's closer to his grandmother now. He calls her all the time, but
Mhm.
yet she removed all his rankings, his titles,
Yeah,
and
but did she really remove that? Everything is the queen, right? Because she's the leader of the nation. But in reality,
that's Her
that has
Majesty.
to
She's
go
his
through
boss.
that has to go through ranking
No,
though.
but it's her. It's because Oprah asked him. He was like, "How do you feel about?" He was like, "Listen, she's my commander in chief. I gotta respect whatever she says, and I'm no longer working there. I'm not getting a paycheck, so I mean, yeah, the titles are removed, everything's removed, but I feel like they're more at peace. Like he
Yeah.
don't
Oh
gotta.
yeah.
His
Oh
wife
yeah.
is about to kill herself. She couldn't be left alone. Apparently, like
Yeah.
she
No.
had
No.
to.
No.
So, I mean, I don't think he made a mistake marrying her. I
Never.
think.
I don't think
I,
so at all.
I think he went because even the young lady before her even said the reason why I didn't marry him or want to get in because I saw the craziness of the paparazzi, and that girl actually went to the wedding. That's his friend. That was his
Mhm.
ex-girlfriend, but she backed out from that shit. They were preparing her. And
Mm.
then Meghan Markle even admitted that she didn't know.
Nothing. She had no idea about like royalty. Like
I
you know,
don't know
they're
about
kind of
that.
no because she's kind of like she's kind of like a bohemian. Like her mom's a
She's a
yoga
ditz.
instructor. No, she's not a ditz. She's very smart. Very, very
What is it
smart.
that you don't think
I
she
think
knows a
that she,
little?
no, I don't. I mean, obviously, I can't see how she didn't know who his mother was, right? Like Princess Diana was such an important figure at one point, right? And we
Right.
saw her everywhere, and there's not a newspaper or magazine or something that didn't talk about her. But to be involved, like really into the, we're as Americans, it's not our thing. We don't have royalty. Look, for us, I hate to say it, but society has made the fucking Kardashians like the
That's the
royalty of this
royalty.
nation.
Yeah.
So goddamn stupid. But we don't have that, right? So we don't really understand. Like it's like, I mean, who doesn't want to be a princess? But it's not our thing. It's not our shtick. It's England. Like England, they really, really live and die for their kingdom, like their royalty. And so I think on that aspect, I think that yeah, she probably was just like, I don't know shit about the freaking royal palace.
I
I know
mean,
about climate change and women's issues and shit.
I think that that's a hit or miss. I think she knew. Listen, any dude you dating, you ain't know about him. You ain't gonna
Well, she
verify
said
his
she
ass.
never Googled him. She never like, I'm like,
Karen, you ain't. We don't even. We never dated no prince, and we done been verified all these motherfuckers. Have we not Googled men, ladies? Do you not go and do a little stalking as you're dating? Or as you're like we kind of, not that I'm saying like you're gonna know everything. I mean, he's everywhere, right? But you didn't look him up when they told you, girl, I'm gonna hook you up with this guy. His name is Harry. He's a prince. And then, oh shit, Prince Harry.
but you do know that he don't have, no, I bet you they didn't do that. Look, I got a guy
He
and I
told her
think
who
you
he
would be
was.
good for, I think you would be good for you. I think you
They were doing
would,
like
you know.
philanthropy or something. Yeah, but come on. She must have. She was like, no, I was just going by what he was showing me. I mean, listen, if maybe there are girls like that, I don't know, girls that just don't even look
Google, like look
Google,
for his Facebook,
not
for
even
his
that. Like
Instagram account.
just be like, yo, what am I getting myself into if I do like want to go on a second date?
You know
Like,
what? Even at the most innocent level, it was a little naive of her to kind of not
what did
be in
she
the
think? She was
know.
just gonna go to the palace, and she'd be like, "I'm here," and they're gonna just be like, "What?" They were like, "Bitch, you the queen is coming. You need to learn how to curtsy."
I feel
She was
like
like,
it's
"What?"
almost like, you know how like the movies depict Americans going to like Europe, where we're just like, yo, we're here. Oh shit, it's the palace, it's Buckingham. Let's go hang out and take pictures outside. Curtsy. What? I gotta do what? I
Yo,
don't
they
do
were
that shit.
literally like, "Bitch, you better go deep." She's like, "I did a
Yes.
deep
Yeah, I
curtsy."
saw that. I saw he taught her how to curtsy.
Fergie too. She said Fergie came
Me
out and was
too.
like, "Are
Yeah, he's
you
very
ready?"
close
Like,
to
let.
those cousins. Her
But
and
and
Eugenie, whatever the
Eugenia.
other. Yeah.
But you know what? Because at the end of the day, there's still that respect you gotta have. That's not just any grandma. Like that
Yeah, yeah.
lady's
No,
been
no, that's
running
the
a country,
queen. No.
right?
Yeah.
Like, he even
And
says it.
even for our talk of women, International Women's Day, she's a major deal. I mean, she has been um the leader of a
21
kingdom for what, 50 something, 50
more.
60 years,
She's
60 years.
21. She got it at 21. What do you mean 50? She's
No,
like
it was in the
80.
50s. No, in the 50s is when
Oh,
she became
she's
queen.
been queen since she was 21. Let me see how long Queen Elizabeth.
Oh my God, 70 years.
Yeah.
Like
Queen
70 years.
Elizabeth is reigning. She's been the 63-year reign.
Oh,
No,
63.
she
Okay.
surpassed it. Sorry. She celebrates 65 years on the throne in 2020. So it's going to be 66 in November.
See, look at that.
That's
So
crazy.
that's the longest, like, and a woman. So,
Yes. And a
that's something
woman,
to be commendable, right?
longest serving
Longest
monarch.
serving monarch. Yeah, exactly. So moving right along to our final topic, can we all talk about today being March 9th, the 24th anniversary of Biggie Smalls' passing? Do you remember hearing the news of Biggie dying?
Yes. Where were you?
I actually I posted it today on my Instagram. I was getting ready. It was a Sunday morning. I was getting ready to work, to go to work. I worked in Sears in the
See?
mall. Yes, I worked in the women's clothes department. I wouldn't buy shit there, but whatever. In the women's clothes department, I needed a job. I needed
Like,
to
oh my
buy
God, do you
Tims
think this is
and
like, I
fucking
don't know.
hoop. I don't know, bitch. I wouldn't wear that shit. But I'm like, yeah, okay,
I
whatever.
don't know, bitch.
But so I was eating breakfast to get ready to go to work, and I was watching the news, and they put that shit on the news, and I remember eating or like having like my fork in my mouth, and like whatever I was putting in it, my stomach, it like hit me like a ton of bricks, because I love Biggie. If
Biggie
you
died
know
how,
me
in
and
the
you love
recording
me,
studio? Where he died?
no, he was I think it was
Vegas?
like I want to
Where
say
he
it was
died?
an award ceremony. No, he was in LA for
The
the
boxing was
drop.
that was
No,
Tupac.
no, that was
Tupac.
Pac. The
Yeah.
the drop of his album.
But wasn't it the hip hop awards or some shit?
I don't know because
That's sad. Look at that. You over
I
there
know he
talking
had
about
a
big.
broken leg. He had a broken leg. I know, right? That's fucked up. He was
Let me
there for
see.
an event, definitely. He had a broken leg. So he spent the night of the event. I think maybe it was like a hip hop awards or something.
Yeah, he was shot 4 times in a drive-by shooting in LA.
Yes, that we know. But
But I don't know.
but I
But
think
I
he
think
was
it was
leaving
for
the
the
after party.
album.
I think it was the after party. And he was in the car, and they just rolled up on him and shot him.
Dude, he
So,
was
you know,
there.
he
He
was
knew he
there.
was gonna die, because the minute he went to LA, he knew,
Well, I feel
right?
like I think his mom told him, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you going there? It's dangerous. You know, they don't like you. You guys have this thing right now going on. Like,
Tupac
what's
was
up?
dead at that time, right?
Tupac was dead, but not Suge Knight. Suge Knight's a fucking vampire. You gotta get a stake through his heart for him to die. Like,
Tupac got killed on Las Vegas Boulevard in front of Circus, I think.
oh
They
my
don't
God, you
shot
sound like sir. That's Chris Rock's circus.
because you know why I remember that shit? Because I remember going to Circus in Vegas, like, and that shit is lit up, like
I
Las
know.
Vegas Boulevard.
Listen.
I'm like, how nobody finds out? Like,
And you know what's
it's
haunting about Pac's
he's
death is
still
that they
alive.
no, that's he's in Cuba, right? Are you gonna say that?
He made another album.
Oh my God. He always coming out with a new
I'm
album.
here.
No, but what's bad is with Tupac is that there's a picture, a famous picture of him minutes before he was shot. And it's basically like Suge is in the driver's seat and he's in the side,
Yeah,
and
when he's
someone caught
sitting
a
in the
candid and he's just staring up. That is like the most eerie picture because minutes later he gets killed.
in front of Circus. Fucked up.
In Circus.
Let me tell
But
you,
yes,
those drive-by shootings they still, I mean, look, Nipsey, wasn't Nipsey Hussle?
no, that wasn't a drive-by, honey. That was
No,
an
I mean, but
actual
like they come up and just
assassination.
shoot you. That's what I'm saying. Like, just somebody just runs up and shoots people. Like I think another rapper just got killed too.
You know
like,
what? I'm good. I might not have to go to Cali ever because maybe they just do that. Maybe that's like a Cali greeting. Like, yo.
No, but they shot Tupac at
In Vegas, that's
recordings in New York, though. Remember when he was in the record when Puffy came down, said they were like, "What the fuck's Puffy doing here?" And then remember they shot Tupac had like 9 lives. This motherfucker was still alive.
Yes, he
remember when
did.
they went
he was
and
like a cat.
bum rushed his ass.
Yeah, and then he was like, didn't he lose one testicle from that shot?
Yeah, he lost a testicle. But
yeah,
Biggie, was it 24 years it's been now?
24. Same thing. Pac also back. I think it's like September. This past September, he turned 24
13th.
years of passing because it was literally like months apart. But yeah, Biggie's 24 years of his passing, and
still
you know
talked
what?
about.
And we still talk about him. We still love him. I absolutely adore him. I have a little Funko Pop with his face on it. It's not the most attractive because I don't think it's not that I thought he was attractive, but you know, they could have done a little. They could have blessed his face a little.
Funko Pop is always like that.
Yeah, but it's cute because you know
I
love me some Biggie Smalls, some Big Papa. You know, I remember in high school, some dude rolled up on me. I think I was like a 9th or 10th grade, and he Big Pop he rolled up to me. He was just like, I love it when Puerto Rican mommies call me Big Pop, but and I was like,
motherfucker, I ain't Puerto Rican.
Well, not only that, I'm like, fool, fuck out of here. Flick his ass out of here.
What's your favorite Biggie song?
Oh my God, easily Party and Bullshit.
Really?
Oh my God, I can't hear that song. I fucking
like-
die for that song.
So I posted on Instagram with my Biggie sweater, and my shit has always been the 10 crack commandments.
Oh my God, yes.
I
It's the
always
10 crack
acted like I was a
commandments.
drug
What?
dealer.
Yes. Oh my God. And we were like in high school. I remember cutting school to go get his album, to jump on the bus, to go to Tower Records to get the album.
Tower. 10 crack commandments was my shit. I who shot you?
It's the
All
10
that was good. But the
who shot
10
ya?
crack commandments, just it was like piece by piece, like every
Yes,
it's
and
like
you
the 12
feel
days
like
of
a drug.
Christmas.
Like that's why I say sometimes people, you don't want to listen. When I was commuting to work, you don't want to listen to what's in my AirPods, right? Because it's gonna surprise you heavily. This girly girl is slinging crack in her mind as she's walking into her work.
I'm telling you,
building.
I used to go through all the 10 crack commandments, and I used to be singing it, and I'm like, look at me, my little Honda CRV.
You know what I love too? Another with him and Lil Kim. And I'll tell you, our friend Yedisa, she, God rest her soul, she recorded me one day in the car. She recorded me in the car rhyming Lil Kim's version. And I remember she was like, and I was in it. I was like, remember when you said you would die for me? Shit. Oh.
You know, that whole controversy with Little Kim and Faith Evans and all that shit.
That was fun.
That was fun. That was when, that's when the petty bitches started, I think. That's
yeah,
when
I think that created the petty
bitches.
But you know what? Not for nothing. I had a friend who gave me Faith's book to read. And I remember her dropping it off for me. And she was like, no, you should read this. I was like, I'm not reading that shit. What the fuck? I gotta read that shit. That's not interesting to me. I don't like biographies, to be honest with you. And autobiographies, even worse, right? Like, yeah, unless it's like Frida, who I admire and stuff like that. I don't like, what do I have to do about Faith? I don't really care. But let me tell you something. I left with a different perspective. I actually read it. I loved it. And I had a different perspective. Although the events of her and Tupac are still a little blurry for me. Okay.
You think he banged her?
I read Angie Martinez's book and she says something else. So I don't know. I'm not taking sides, but it's a little weird for me. A little funky.
I mean,
but that's old shit. That's old news. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. God rest his soul. Big Papa, we love you. We still listen to you. Watch the Netflix documentary, which is really dope. Did you watch it?
No.
I haven't finished it.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it tonight for his anniversary.
Yes. Yes. So, it's a March 9th kind of thing. And anything else you want to add for this evening?
No, I think we uncovered the really good topics.
The good current events.
Current events.
The juicy ones lately.
The petty shit. Oh, what we did, but you know what we didn't mention is Estee's question on the current events.
Yes. So Esty is not here tonight, but her influence is still here. She had a question that she wanted to ask, which was, I forgot what it was.
She was like, do you think it's petty of Meghan and Harry to have gone and did an interview with Oprah? Do you think that was the pettiness of them to do that?
No, I think if she's asking us to answer, I think they needed their story told. I don't think it was petty. I think that they're tired of the bullshit stories and people speaking for them and they said this and they're saying this on this camp and this that. No, this is our story, this is how we felt, and fuck off. That's literally, so I don't think it was petty. I think it was something that they needed to do. They felt they needed to do to clarify things, and I think now they sleep easier at night.
Would be scared to be sleeping now that shit is out. You don't know who's coming for them.
But you know what? I feel that they have security. As Americans, now that they came, I think we'll protect them in a sense. Like they'll become.
They have security now. He pays for security.
I'm sure, yeah, of course.
He said it. He goes, "That's my inheritance pays for the security," because they took his security away.
Well, you know what's bad, and going back to this, and just to end she had security, but the baby didn't have security. Did you know that?
Have security?
She had security as the Duchess, but the baby didn't have security.
Oh, I thought it was that she didn't have security, and her whole thing was she was like, I would take all the royal stuff if I knew the baby had one. But she's saying that even the baby don't have one because he ain't nobody. Because they said
Yeah,
that
that's
he was
the
going to
point.
get.
So, but
that
she
he wasn't
did
gonna
because
get a
she had her
title.
titles. She had her titles, and she is someone. And before they gave up their roles, she has her title, so she does get security, but the baby wouldn't. Isn't that shitty?
He's not Prince. They were like, oh, he's not.
Yeah, but he's still part of the royal family. You kill off all of all of these people. He has some kind of like lineage or
I'm pretty sure that, I don't know, maybe like there will be some type of change maybe with this. I mean, her father's a moron. He went on today to say that he doesn't think there's racism in Britain and he just mouthing. I was like, and that her, his kids.
They
and
just
all
need
this
their
stuff.
time. That what happens is that these are people who never did anything in their life, and they wanted a moment to shine, and we shouldn't give it to him. So I don't even want to mention her dad because I think it's fucked up. As a parent, I can never see myself doing that.
That's what she said. She said, as a
that.
parent now, I can't believe he would be.
Exactly. So in the end, what that shows you is that money speaks really loud. And with that, we end this evening's episode. Thank you for listening to us. Please follow us on Instagram at Pretty and Petty Podcast, on YouTube, Pretty and Petty Podcast, and now soon coming Petty Scopes by yours truly, me. Coming soon. Alex and her fitness journey, Esty and her resting bitch face. No, I'm just kidding. No, Alex is actually doing some sumo stunts with her fitness journey. I can't wait for you guys to see those pictures and shit.
I don't know why they think like I'm not American Ninja.
But bitch, not everyone can flip those tires like you're flipping. Those are big tires. I used to flip little tires. Those are mega.
Nobody gave me credit for them, Karen. Only you.
Well, I'm giving you credit, and we're gonna give you credit.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Do we do the
No, I'm not doing it. It's Esty's thing to do.
All
Peace
right.
out.
Peace.